How's it going? And welcome back to another episode of Geek Era Podcast. And with me, we have a very special guest. You want to introduce yourself, man?
Hello, my name is TeeBry. I make anime videos, like I'm sure most people that come on this podcast do.
So, we're going to be talking about something that has been in conflict over the last 2 years, which is Boruto a accurate next level version of Naruto?
Oh god. No. The answer is no. Have you watched Boruto?
Yes.
Have you read Boruto?
No.
See, the manga is actually not that bad. It gets a lot of shit, but it's not that bad. The anime though, man. Nah. It's a no for me.
Well, it really kind of comes from the beginnings. So, what episode number are we at the moment?
In Boruto, 159 or something.
Okay, and what was 159 and compared to in Naruto?
159 in Naruto was probably a filler episode.
See, all right, that's the first thing that are like. Naruto was infamous back in its heyday for just the amount of filler that they had.
Yeah, it's like after episode like 140 something, I want to say. There's like it's like mostly filler all the way until like the last couple episodes. But Boruto's almost outdoing them. They literally like been like there's been like 20 canon like manga canon episodes in Boruto out of like hundreds of episodes. They've adapted like I think 16 chapters, or they're about to adapt their 16th chapter, and they're 150 something episodes in. It's crazy.
But all right, even compared to like Boruto to Naruto,
I mean, it's just a completely different like vibe entirely.
Yeah, but all right, as far as like a generation thing, like if Naruto grew up the privilege, and this is a thing that was actually referenced a lot in the last Naruto film, where it's like the alternative timeline type of thing, where Naruto had parents and he was kind of spoiled and all this type of thing. You think there is actually kind of a correlation there, like he kind of is Boruto.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's like I wouldn't say that Boruto, like the character, is necessarily a bad character. I just don't like the way that the anime feels, if that makes like it's like there's a lot of like slice of life episodes, which is weird because and I don't hate slice of life, but like coming off of one of the biggest shonen anime ever, it's kind of like it kind of feels like a slap in the face to switch it to slice of life for the sequel. You know what I mean? So that's my main issue.
At the same time, the Boruto fandom is, I have to say, as someone who lived through the Naruto fandom, a lot less annoying.
Oh man, no way. Trust me, as an anime YouTuber, if you talk about Boruto, if you criticize it in any way, they will attack. Like there's an army that will attack you, and they are ruthless. It is not fun. Like you can't. They can't take criticism of any kind. They just can't.
But that was the way that Naruto fandom was back in the day.
It's weird though, because now people like shit on Naruto all the time, and we're just kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like even Naruto fans now, yeah, even Naruto fans now are like, yeah, the war arc sucked ass. Like yeah, we'll admit stuff. It seems that I think the thing is that the Boruto fans are a lot younger, and that they're a lot like I don't want to say. I mean, I don't want to like it sounds like an insult, but a lot like I think less mature in the way they handle when people talk about their series. It's the same with like My Hero Academia or like any of the new big fandoms. They're a lot younger and a lot less.
My Hero Academia, I think a lot of the toxic fandom, like both Naruto when it came out and Bleach when it came out, and all this type of thing. Like you're dealing. There wasn't trolls back then, or there wasn't bots or any of this type of thing. Like, and a lot of, and I hate to sort of bring in politics in this type of thing. There was a lot of propaganda as well. Like the whole, I'm gonna burn My Hero Academia mangas because they named a villain after a slur.
Yeah.
It's like.
It's that PC culture. Like there was a lot less of it back then for sure.
I don't think that was even PC culture. I think that was just like the Chinese government sort of egging on a fandom base.
Chinese, man.
It's kind of the thing. It was just sort of like it was too hyper. Like I have seen fandom at its very worst. Like legitimately, there was times like Slam Dunk. I think was probably the most toxic.
I've never even witnessed a Slam Dunk fandom.
Like major incidents happened at one point. So like the two major events there's like three major events that have happened as far as like these were major incidents. So like this is around the same time that Naruto was actually banned by the Chinese government, and they were trying to ban it.
See, I wasn't in the scene then, so like I was a fan of Naruto, but not like on the internet or not like in fandoms. Like I was just like a kid, you know?
Oh yeah. So like over in America, they were trying to ban Naruto because there was an incident where I don't know, some kid tried to bury another kid and died because he was trying to replicate Gaara's Sand Coven attack.
Hell? Never heard of that.
Yeah, and it was around the same time that like every kid had a Death Note book at this point. Like this is how old like the fandom was at this point. And everything was very hyper. So like the whole thing is like the Chinese government actually banned like Death Note. They banned Attack on Titan at one point, Naruto at one point.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like China bans like everything.
Oh no, and all of the stuff now is technically legal. Now, I'm still like trying to get through what they consider. Like now it's legal according to Funimation, but everything is like really highly censored and edited. So like the content is not exactly the same way. I mean, and if I knew someone that actually knew Chinese, like I'd be able to do a better job. But like the network, like they have a Pacific network that they can watch anime on. Like it's a Pacific site that Funimation made a deal with, and it's ridiculously like the weirdest, most shocking site I've ever been on. Like there is communist My Little Pony propaganda. Like you think fandoms are weird. I'm just like, you think fandoms are weird, and then this comes about, and it's like, what the hell is happening here, guys?
Yeah, man, China's crazy.
Like Chinese, they come out with some great animation, and then they come out with their propaganda as like dog shit. And like the Chinese, a lot of them are great artists, and like they'd be able to create some really great work. There's one of them called like My Eccentric Family, which is like the Chinese animation, and the whole family are like they're all basically parts of. They were like part of an experiment. So like There's a girl that was like part spider. There's a girl that's able to like mess with trees. And they have to do this they have to take medication whilst they're like one of them actually becomes a tree and one of them actually becomes like a giant tarantula.
Oh my god.
So like there is actually like great work into it. And then there's their propaganda. And this is actually, you can look this up. There's one called The Leader. And it is made by the Department of Propaganda.
Yeah, it's funny how they actually have. I was reading about this the other day. They actually have like why would they name it that? Like it's actually publicly named Department of Propaganda. And
Yeah.
who else? I think North Korea has the same thing. But like yeah, I mean, it's just really weird that they would be so openly like.
They were trying to make communism cool. And it was like the most bizarre experiment. So they made like an anime based off of Karl Marx.
Oh my god.
And it'd be great like if they did it like 91 days, you know, very historically accurate, but they keep bouncing back forth timelines. So it's like Karl Marx with a beard, Karl Marx when he's dead, Karl Marx when he's 9 years old, and they bounce back and forth throughout the whole thing. And it's bad CG.
My god.
So like Naruto was bad at that time, and it was just really like weird reasons at this point. Like all this stuff now is allowed, and you don't know what type of messages are going to put it in. Like I swear, if I ever, you know, if there is a fan of the podcast, like I know I am. The podcast is actually banned in China. But if we have any Chinese listeners that are living outside of China, please contact me because I'd really be interested to see what happened with Funimation's deal with the Chinese government with trying to put anime on their Chinese things, because I want to see what the translation is for that. But as I was saying before,
the whole message of the show to be communism.
Like I know that it is actually the way with Attack on Titan, because that is pretty much the whole point of Attack on Titan, was against sort of corrupt governments and all this type of thing. Yeah. But in this sort of situation with sort of Boruto and Naruto, and like if like the Boruto fandom is still quite young, just like the way that Naruto is. So yeah, realistically, it's just like every other type of fandom, whether they're quite young, it's going to be they'll jump on you.
Yeah, it's definitely like that with like all of the new, like even like Black Clover and stuff like that.
Black Clover is fine. Boruto, I think there's like they could probably delete maybe like 25 episodes from that show and probably would make it 100% better.
I don't know about 20. They might need to delete more than 25. Probably delete like 80% of the episodes.
And to be honest, at this point, you know, the whole canon argument, I know even at my age, you're a Boruto, Naruto YouTuber, that's your forte. How important is actually canon?
Well, the thing is, they say that the creators of Boruto say that the whole anime is canon. Every episode is canon. There's anime only canon, and then there's manga canon. But it's all canon, apparently. But in my opinion, that's just an excuse to like, because they know that people hate filler, right? At this point, they've heard enough complaints from Naruto that people hate filler. So I think that they just slapped, like, it's clear, it's so clearly obvious that so many of these episodes are filler, but they just slapped like a canon label on it and say they're all canon, so that's it. Just so nobody complains. But I don't know. And that's always the argument I get to. Like whenever I say filler in like a review or something, I'll always get like a bunch of comments saying it's all canon. Like they'll be like super upset. But yeah, I think it's mostly just it's a scam.
I'll see the thing for me, like, I know as the older demographic, like when we were anime fans, canon didn't really exist.
Oh no, yeah. Like when I was a kid, I didn't know what was canon and what was not. I just watched everything.
The thing is, like, all right, for example, I think one of the biggest arguments, and most of the younger generations, like, oh yeah, we're all for it has to be canon, it has to be canon, it has to be canon. Full Metal Alchemist came out in 2003.
The first one, right?
Yeah,
I
we
didn't
all
mind
followed
it.
that.
Did you like it?
But a lot of
people hate it, but I enjoyed that one. I don't know why.
I think that is like, I think that's like if you try to. It's like if you try to make a diamond twice. If you try to concentrate it more than once. So I really enjoyed it. Like it was literally the number one anime when I was your guys' age. You know, the young 20s, 18, 19.
The thing with that one though is that like it didn't feel, even though they weren't following the manga anymore, it didn't feel like filler. But like there's certain like I don't know, like I can't really describe like what it is.
There were filler episodes.
Some episodes just feel like filler though. You know what I mean? Like, but like
yeah,
that
but
actually
they're
felt like an
entertaining.
actual story.
Like the boob thief. Sorry, there's nothing else to describe her. She was the boob thief.
You've watched Brotherhood though, then, yeah?
Oh yeah, I've watched both.
Okay, yeah.
The boob thief, it was an entertaining episode. It's just like, yeah, they were young, innocent kids.
I don't mind like the odd filler, but like it depends if it's like I don't like filler arcs. That's the thing that bothers me. I don't want like 6 or 7 episodes of filler.
So on that, you know, I used to be a Naruto fan, and then the fillers came about, and then I jumped onto the Bleach train.
Oh my god!
And then
Bleach fillers, bro.
Yeah, and the Bleach wasn't just filler; it was filler within a filler.
Yeah, they have literally full like long ass filler arcs in between canon arcs. It's like it's pain. It's pure pain.
Do you know pain?
Yes.
Naruto doesn't know pain. Naruto fan who doesn't know pain until you have to watch a filler arc within a filler arc. So like, yeah, the thing with a lot of Shonen Jump that ended up being a lot of the case, and that's my kind of like my passion for Bleach kind of died out when, all right, they finish off the filler, and then even in the manga, they created a bunch of. It was characters essentially created by his nephew.
I'm not finished it yet. I'm still on the. I'm on the part where I think Aizen and everyone just go to attack Ichigo's hometown for like the first time.
Okay, so there's a bunch of characters created after Aizen, and it's pretty much just like the 8-year-old nephew.
They're like they're the Quincy villains or whatever, right?
Kind of.
It involves like, the Quincy, right? Like you watch and whatever his name is.
So like one of them has like a PSP, which dates how old the yeah.
Oh my god.
Not even a Vita is a PSP, and her ability is like, well, she'll transport the character either into the game or bring the characters out of the game. And all I'm just thinking of is like this is around the same time as like there was Gene Simmons' son actually copied Bleach.
What?
Yeah, so like Gene Simmons' son tried to create his own comic, and he actually created like really ripped off panels from Bleach. Yeah, look up a comic called Incarnate.
Incarnate? Oh yeah, I see it here.
And you notice that it's like panel for panel. I love Tito Kubo's response, where it's just like, cool,
Oh yeah,
Gene
I actually
Simmons' son
see.
actually.
I see. When I search it up, it literally shows me like the comparisons, like side by side.
Like, this was the height
That's
of anime.
hilarious.
This was the height of Bleach back in the day. Like,
What the hell?
no, anime is a very strange thing, but it's still a lot easier to deal with than, I don't know, K-pop.
True.
If K-pop people want to bitch about me, please send all complaints to geekerapodcast@gmail.com. I will thoroughly laugh at your response. I don't know. If K-pop people want to actually make fun of me, I'll gladly take the abuse on that one. But is it like, you know, when it comes to, you know, like Bleach or Naruto or anything like that, the fandom is always usually the most over enthusiastic or over whatever it is. Like, I've seen some really cringy people at this time. Like, I know nowadays, like, the Naruto run is a meme.
Yeah, definitely.
And, you know, people are following all this type of thing. But there was legitimate people in the early Naruto fandom days that, like, believed that they could actually run faster because they were doing the Naruto run.
Yeah.
And it was on TV. So over in Ireland and the UK, they attempted to do an anime channel called Anime Central, and they got the cringiest interviews ever, like the first takes. People that had no idea how to do like a TV interview, and to be honest, like if I get like 1,000 people, I'll show the interview someone had with me at an anime convention, my first ever anime convention. So. You know, we all go through that phase, that super cringy days type of thing.
Yeah.
Mine was Kira, you know, the Death Note cosplay.
So just a suit and the Death Note, pretty much.
Yeah, but it was also the fact it was like 24 hours with any sleep, and there was like barely any places to eat food. And it was like the first thing I was able to get was like a brownie from the maid cafe. It was like the second ever anime convention in Ireland. So like, we all go through these cringy phases. Jesus, to be honest, like even my early podcasting days, when I was like 24 years of age, I was super cringy.
Yeah, I feel like we all have old videos too, where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna put that on private.
Oh no, that's all going to become. If you become big enough, whatever it is, people know your cringy points as far as the thing. So you just kind of embrace it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as far as the story goes, I think Boruto had some even good filler arcs compared to some of the filler arcs in Naruto. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked. So you've watched. You're caught up to Boruto right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like the Mitsuki arc where he left the village for the Stone Village. I was a fan of that one, and I really didn't like what's his face, Urashiki. I didn't like anything involving Urashiki. I was not for it. But yeah, as far as filler arcs, Naruto has some really solid filler arcs, like the Kakashi Anbu stuff is really, really good. But like, yeah, I mean, the problem with Boruto is not that it has some filler stuff, but it's the fact that most of it feels like filler. Like a good 90% of it is pretty much just not from the manga, so it's like, You should read the manga though; it's actually pretty good.
See, back when the Naruto filler happened, that's one of the things that everyone kept saying.
Well, the thing is with Naruto, it's like it did pretty much all the manga, and then it had a whole bunch of filler. But like with Boruto, it's literally like we're waiting for more manga content, and then they do like an arc, and then we wait like another 50, 60 episodes of just like random stuff until we get to new manga stuff. It's kind of crazy. And the problem is that the manga is like so slow. It only comes out once a month, so it's not ideal.
I know Shonen Jump is kind of a strange mistress at this point. Like, especially like I hate to bring up serious news during a whole epidemic thing, but apparently a whole lot of people were into the whole act age and the creator being a flasher.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I've never
seen
Act Age.
Yeah, me neither. Don't know anything about it.
I think I read maybe one chapter and it's like I had no interest in this.
Yeah,
I'm more interested in Spy X Family as far as stuff that wasn't.
I read that either.
It is getting adapted. It'll be adapted next year.
Okay.
And there is a fandom for it. So
yeah, I keep seeing it on my timeline like all the time.
To be honest, do you like comedies?
Not really. I mean, it depends. Like, I find that like reading stuff, it's hard for me to find it funny for some reason. But maybe if it was an anime, I might enjoy it. I don't know. Usually, when I'm watching anime or like reading manga, I'm not looking for like comedy though.
So it's kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith meets a psychic, and they team up against fascism. That's pretty much.
All right.
So a spy has to create a fake family, so he adopts a child who turns out to be psychic and hires a woman who ends up being an assassin. And they have to infiltrate a exclusive private school. To assassinate one of the heads of the board. And none of them know about each other's backgrounds.
All right.
Except for the psychic who's able to read everyone's minds. So the one that's able to read everyone's minds is like 6 years of age. So.
How many chapters are it? So is it so far?
It is, I think, on 75.
Oh. Okay. Have you a little off topic, but have you read the new kaiju manga? It's called like Kaiju number 8 or something.
I haven't yet. I have the Yu-Gi-Oh card for Kaiju number 8.
I've heard really good things about it, and it looks super interesting.
Yeah, and I know everyone's really into was it the Time Paradox manga?
Time Paradox manga?
Yeah, so it's like he's a creator. He wasn't able to get published for ages, and then all of a sudden...
it's a series. I thought you meant like a type of manga.
I know, it's like... It's only on like episode or chapter like 3 or 4 now at this point.
Oh.
And it's basically like someone transports a Shonen Jump magazine from the future. And he reads this thing and it gets inspired and he ends up copying it and sends it into the publisher and it gets published. So he feels sort of like, I feel really guilty about this.
That's weird. So it's like a there's nothing like it's like about writing the shonen anime, or
Yeah.
so it's, I guess, similar to Bakuman in a way.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like Bakuman meets Steins Gate type of thing.
Oh. Sounds interesting.
You know, there's always like very sudden spikes when it comes to like it's very hard to actually predict like what's going to be the most popular anime or manga to come out.
Yeah,
That's
I
why it was
usually
like,
don't keep up with like the new series that come out normally. I'm just like still like literally right now I'm rereading Naruto. I'm going through Naruto for like the sixth time, and I'm not reading anything new at the moment.
to be honest, like I'm going to do this on this thing, and I'm actually going to bring. So I'm not sure if you've ever even heard of this term before, and so have you ever heard of a term called a bread tuber?
Called what? Sorry.
A bread tuber.
Nope. Do they make videos about bread?
Everyone has. This is like the second group, and I actually made this on my Twitter at this point. It's just like, so bread tubers are there's left wingers and right wingers, and there's leftists and rightists or whatever it is type of thing, and they only talk politics. At any time they bring up anime, there's always a huge upshoot in political discourse in any Twitter, any community type of thing. And there's always like bitching for the next like 6 months. And I swear to God, it'll happen. Like it's happening at the moment. And I have a feeling it's just the fact that like these guys are so used to like political theory. Like one side is used to like, oh, the left is eating us alive, and the other one is completely into theory, and they're not used to like dealing with normal anime events. And they kind of just feed into like this whole date thing. So like there's ones that actually just deal with like outrage culture when it comes to anime, like, and I don't care if this guy comes after me at this point. If any fans of this particular YouTuber decides to come after me, please come after me and not the special guest on this podcast, because this particular person is also a pretentious prick. This person is called by the name of Hero High.
Never heard of him, so.
He is, if there was a tier list of anitubers, he'd be below Basement Dweller.
Well, all right.
Basically, what he does is he does videos on anytime there's like a butt hurt art conversation on Twitter. That's pretty much what he does.
Actually, I think I've gotten a video like that in my suggestion recently, where they just
most of it is like the left is offended by Uzaki-chan, or they're coming after Tikminyana. Episode number 157, part of 200 and something other. I honestly don't care.
Yeah, I've definitely seen those videos and might recommend it before.
Like as a podcaster, like I actually am. There is more serious matters at this point, such as, there is a right-wing politician in America that's trying to cancel anime at the moment, and 2 political parties over in Australia that are trying to cancel anime.
Oh yeah,
have actually influenced.
That's hilarious.
Have actually influenced Amazon's decision to remove light novels and anime being sold on Amazon. And then you have this guy who just.
Because I still see there's still light novels and stuff on Amazon, so I don't know if that is actually happening or not.
Well, see, you're over in Canada, so it doesn't affect you specifically.
So it's literally just on Amazon.com then.
It's actually off of Amazon AU
Oh, okay.
on one side. Like I'm sure you saw the one for America for Amazon thing, and yeah, that won't mean a lot now. It's kind of the fact that like, all right, from the U.S. side of things, and it will actually affect everyone else eventually. It's not so much the fact that like he's a crazy nut job and the fact that he's running for Congress. It's the fact that like his connections are like J.P. Morgan, which is like the biggest financial firm. So like, yeah, Amazon is going to fall because of that, and yeah, all these reactionary people are going to say like, oh yeah, it's the left wing or whatever it is, and they'll blame this. And it's like, no. Both of these sides are fucking crazy here, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
It was like no game, no life. Which all right, you can put a debate off that one, but like all routes lead to doom has now been banned off of Amazon. Have you seen All Routes Lead to Doom?
Nope. Never heard of it.
It's a guy show about a female otaku who gets basically transported into a world of an otome game.
I've actually never watched any isekai. Ever.
I actually have a suggestion for you at the end of this episode. But we'll go back to...
I was told to watch ReZero.
ReZero, I think, is quite good. I'm enjoying the show at this point. The episode that we're going to have before this, she writes actually sort of isekai novels, light novels.
Uh-huh.
Very smutty light novels. Listen, we're all for this thing, and she reviews ReZero and of all sorts of banter. Very nice girl. If you're into isekai type of stuff, I definitely recommend Natalie Hunter. And her videos on sort of ReZero and that type of stuff. I did try to troll her and try to get to review her most hated isekai shows.
I still find it weird that that's even like a genre. Like it seems like something that would be like one series. It's like so specific for it to be like a full genre, you know what I mean?
I think there's enough now.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it seems like if you made like that concept, right? It's like because an isekai is like someone being transported to another world, right? That's what that means, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if someone made that, right, and then anyone else made anything where that happened, I feel like they'd be like, okay, that's copying this series. But like, it's weird that it's actually become its own genre. That's like, I feel like that to me is like making a series, a genre about, like, say, like take Death Note for example, where Death Note is like a guy finds a notebook that could kill people, right? I feel like that's like making that a genre. Like any anime that has guys with notebooks that kill people is just this genre. You know what I mean? Like it feels like super specific to be like a full, like you think it'd be just one series that does it, and then like any other series would be copying it. You know what I mean? That's what isekai feels like to me. So it's just really weird that it's actually become like a
true,
genre.
but how many isekais are out there?
Lots.
Yeah. So like Fashugi Yugi, Dot Hack, Sword of a Line, No Game, No Life, Death March, got reincarnated with my smartphone, ReZero, pick a show. You know, at this point, like it has its own genre. Technically, and you know, is never ending story. It's a guy.
Just yeah, I don't know. I've never I've never felt
You've
the
never
need to
seen Never
watch
Ending
one.
Story?
No.
Really? Even after Stranger Things?
Oh wait, it's not an anime. You're talking about the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Is that an Isekai? Because it's not specific that it's. Remember, because Isekai comes from light novels. So
Yeah, I mean,
technically,
I suppose technically it does fit the specifications.
yeah. Although ReZero actually fits more with Never Ending Story, the fact that it goes through a darker route. Well, I only found out recently that the original novel of Never Ending Story, the main character actually goes crazy and tries to take over the world.
Oh, what the fuck? I
Yeah,
haven't
in the
seen that
original
movie
German
since I
novel.
was like really young.
So he loses his memory and tries to take over the kingdom, the world.
Well, all right then.
Well, if that's the ReZero with the dark, you know. But have you been enjoying Boruto and the anime?
No, no, I haven't.
No.
I've been enjoying the manga. I've definitely not been enjoying the anime. It has its moments, but like as like a full like a full work, it's just I wouldn't say that it is like it's definitely nowhere near Naruto in terms of like the quality of the story and stuff. It's just kind of like it's pretty meh for me, which is unfortunate because it's the continuation of my favorite franchise. So
true, but for a lot of fans that were Naruto fans, and then the filler came about.
yeah, I
that
mean,
was
but the
kind
thing
of the way that Naruto ended up being.
with Naruto, you can skip the filler. With Boruto, it's pretty much all filler. there's literally like for the manga episodes, there's like I think 20 something episodes, or like it's literally in like the low number of manga canon episodes. Like literally like 80% of the show is not in the manga. It's pretty rough. But I mean, with Naruto, you can just watch at least Naruto did most of the manga stuff before it started getting heavy into the filler. Like it had a couple filler arcs in between, but or filler episodes in between, but like it was mostly the end of Naruto that was like filler, or at least the
I
original
don't know,
series.
man.
Not Shippuden, because the original series it is they do the Land of Waves arc, and then they go right into the Chunin exams, and then they go right into the
Well, what about the whole arc where he has to make ramen using Rasengan?
that was after that was pretty much after all of the that was after the Sasuke retrieval arc, I believe. They did like the first 5 manga arcs before they did any filler, pretty much. I think there was a couple episodes of filler in there, but like
and
Boruto,
I think
like,
a part of it actually has to be the accessibility with the show. Like Naruto wasn't exactly the most accessible back then. Like I think it took like 2 years before it actually got past the Gaara arc at one point. Like, when the first battle between Naruto and Gaara happened, to actually watch it on TV was probably the most annoying thing ever, because I think I saw that whole Chunin exam against Naruto versus Gaara, geez, at least 15, 16 times.
Yeah, I mean, of course, because like anime wasn't as I mean, like that's all anime back then was a lot less easy to access because you had to watch it like pretty much on TV and stuff.
For me to actually get past those exams, I actually had to get a friend that was working. He was a part of an anime club in a college, and he illegally downloaded like basically that whole arc afterwards, the whole battle and all this type of thing.
Yeah,
and it was like on blank DVDs at the time. And I was just like, oh, he gave me like 3 DVDs, and I thought it was like, oh yeah, I can actually continue it. And I was thinking that it was going to be like, oh yeah, it's going to be 3, basically 3 seasons after that whole arc. No. And I actually only brought this up earlier today before the podcast actually happened. And please, I'm going to actually, mention this person because he does streams. He gave me 3 DVDs. One of them was Naruto. The other one was Elfen Lied. I'm not sure if you are familiar with Elfen Lied.
Never. Nope.
It is probably the most gruesome, horrible show. It's a fantastic show, but it's the most gruesome and horrific show to sit through. And the third show was Bible Black.
Also never heard about that.
You've never heard of Bible Black?
Nope.
Okay, so Bible Black is probably the most well-known hentai that came out.
Oh, lovely. And it's on DVD.
Well, at the time, he burned it on DVD.
Oh,
and,
okay, I see.
Because, I live in Ireland at the moment.
Yeah.
You live in Canada. But, he didn't give me the official DVD. So he gave me a blank DVD that had Bible Black on it, but never gave me the option to, turn off the dub. It was the dub of Bible Black.
Lovely.
And I still wonder to this point why everyone's abs in Bible Black jiggle like jello.
They're abs?
Everyone has abs in that.
And they jiggle.
Yes.
I don't think abs are supposed to jiggle. Kind of defeats the purpose of abs.
Well, those are the early days of anime fandom. Where you troll something by burning something on a DVD disc. But would you recommend people to actually start watching or reading Boruto?
I recommend people to read it. Give the manga a chance, because I feel like a lot of people they hear all the there's a lot of shit talking about it, right, on Twitter and stuff, and it's mainly about the anime. I mean, there's a few people that have a lot of problems with the manga, I know personally, but I feel like because the anime gets so much shit, people are just assume that the manga is also shit. But the manga's not that bad. I highly recommend at least checking the manga out. At the very least. A lot better than the anime, in my opinion.
For me, to be honest, I take a both a shot at the end of the day.
Sorry?
I say give both of them a shot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're into, right? If you... it depends on, what you're looking for. Don't go into Boruto expecting Naruto 2.0, Because you're not going to get it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of young fans that never even heard of Naruto.
Yeah. Which is, hey, and if you've never watched Naruto, I highly recommend doing that first. Just try it. Just trust me. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah, for you, man, I definitely recommend, since you're into ninjas, because you're into Naruto, I definitely would recommend watching the film Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll. Is it what is it? It's an animated film, or?
It's an animated film.
Ninja Scroll. All right.
So this is the time where in the podcast where we pimp out the stuff that you need to pimp out.
Hold on. 1993 Ninja Scroll?
Yep.
All right. Sorry, I was just looking it up real quick.
The music composer actually worked on Inuyasha's soundtrack.
Dope.
Which Inuyasha's sequel is now coming out soon. So
yeah, I really want to rewatch Inuyasha. It's been so long. I loved it when I was a kid.
So pimp out your channel, man.
Oh, okay. Wait, so you want me to I'm just shouting out my stuff?
This is where you shout out your thing, man. This is a podcast, so
right. Okay, so yeah, go check out my channel. It's TeeBry. I'm sure the links will be in the description. Correct?
Yep.
Right. So yeah,
this
go check out my
podcast.
channel. I make Naruto videos. I make Boruto. I mean, I make videos on anything that I watch or read, but it's mainly Naruto and Boruto stuff, character analysis, and just all that good shit. Yeah, I also got Twitter, Instagram, and a Discord server if you want to come chat. So there you go.
Yeah,
there you have it.
And just a tradition for anyone that is a Naruto fan, we're going to show them something that they probably should not see.
What's that?
Hold on. I am sharing it now. This is a tradition that we have with Naruto fans. Click on that link.
Where's this link?
Check the podcast.
I don't see it.
Check the podcast.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh my god, dude! I know what this is. Naruto. I've seen this, yeah.
We did this with Dragon Ball Dad, so we're gonna do this with you.
Yeah, no,
we'll have this the opening for your episode.
Believe it. Yeah, me
this
and my
is not
friends
the
meme on
worst
this all the
dub.
time.
This is not the worst dub that we've come across.
Wait, hold on. Naruto, I'm on the way. Yes. Oh man. Sasuke is really cool. Yeah, man. Me and my friends always laugh about this. Good shit.
So, come follow us on Twitter. We have a lot of interesting discussions. We're also on Facebook. We're on Stitcher, Spotify, and pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. So until then, this is Geek Era, and we are signing off.